What's up, guys? Drainer Beats here. Today I'm going to go over how to stop making your guitar beats sound like loops and sound more like songs. So, the big issue with just looping a guitar and having no change throughout the entire beat is, well, it sounds robotic, number one. And number two, the listener is going to know exactly what's coming in 30 seconds, in a minute. So, they're not going to expect change. It might get a little boring. So, what you want is change. So let me play you an example of guitar I have here. This guitar has three sections, and each section is different, and each section has a purpose. So let me just play it. Okay, so as you saw, everything was different, and it all serves a purpose. So usually for a beat, you want to have it structured to where you have your intro, your verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, outro. You don't have to follow that structure. Not many people do follow it exactly to the T, but it's good to keep in mind when you're building something because then everything starts sounding the same. And I'm going to play with some drums now so you can kind of hear where it starts to build, where it starts to change, and how that affects the song and the beat. So you saw how right here it started off slow, and then here it starts to build, and then here it's the full build, which you'll hear a little better once I play all the instruments together. The 808, the lead guitar, and the piano. But you also notice that the drums had changed, right? So here we started with just the kick and the snare, and then the hi-hats came in, and then here it was the same, but adding the open strum still changed it. So that's what we call dynamics, which is change. So honestly, like people, beat makers, even myself, sometimes like to overdo it with melodies. They want to add more and more and more because they want more change. But the thing is, like, what really needs to change is the instrument itself, the voicing or the chords or the strums or whatever it may be. So now I'm going to play you the piano and the guitar so you can see also how the piano changes and how it adds some flavor to the beat. Okay. So now that you hear that, it starts sounding like a song versus just a beat. And Same thing with like what you would call ear candy, or I guess like lead melodies. You want the same thing, which is change. So let me play you this section here. And you're gonna see how these two change. Okay, so you see how it kind of builds up to that, right? And another thing I want to point out is you're not just going to have an intro be this short, or a verse be this short, or a chorus be this short. The only reason to have it structured like this here is to give an example of the transition from intro to verse to chorus, or whatever you would want it to be. You can start with a low chorus, you can start with the verse right away. It doesn't really matter how you start or how you structure it. What matters is you want change. Um, so yeah, I mean, usually something like this would be 16 bars. Same thing with the verse, same thing with the chorus. And another thing is you want transitions in between each section of your beat. So right here, there would usually be a transition, something that differentiates or something that lets you know that the chorus is coming or the verse is coming, things like that. So like risers, for example, is like off the top of my head, um, or drum fills, things like that. So now let me play you the whole beat, so you can now hear it fully structured, uh, how I would personally do it. So now once you start stacking dynamic change with guitars or with piano or with drums or whatever, with automation, you start mixing it, you start, tweaking things, adding effects, it's going to sound that much better. And then right here, everything I have is very quantized. It's like right on beat, so it's not going to sound as lively. um, so you want to keep that in mind, because I threw this in together very quickly. I just wanted to make a video today, so it's not going to sound as good as it would if it was less robotic. But yeah, that's basically the premise of the video. You want change, and you want to be able to differentiate everything. So I'm sure I missed some things, and I'm sure I didn't cover some things. But if you like the video, if you want to see more like this, comment down below if I missed something. If you want to maybe um, let me know what I missed, or if you have any tips or tricks for anyone who may be watching this, also comment down below. Subscribe and like, and yeah, maybe next time I'll cover a little more in depth with guitar and how to use maybe Ample Guitar M, or um, other VSTs that I have that are guitar based. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.